Hey guys, how we doing? I'm Andy Malfrina. This is Drag the Lake. Let's talk about one of the two Casey Strain albums that just dropped. I guess they did a double album, and we're gonna talk about Failure Will Follow. But before we do that, hey Casey Strain, can you put the Beast hoodies or windbreakers or whatever the hell they are? Can you sell those again? I really wanted one in high school, and I didn't really listen to you guys that much, and it really mattered to me to like listen to a band before you bought stuff. Like I remember I stole a kid's Slipknot hoodie because it was sick and it fit me really well, and I never listened to Slipknot. So that was actually how I got into Slipknot. Is I stole a kid's hoodie and I didn't want to be a fibber. But anyway, so if you guys could sell those, I like you now. I used to not. I never disliked you, but I used to not listen to you guys, and now I actually like you guys a lot. So if you could sell the Beast hoodie, windbreaker, whatever the hell that is, that would be really appreciative. Let me know when that happens. So let's talk about Failure Will Follow. So I liked this. This was an interesting experience. I'm not a big Doom fan. And let's clarify that is Doom music. Dr. Doom, love him. MF Doom, respect the hell out of him. Don't listen to him a lot. Respect the hell out of him. The general sense of Doom I have for what's going on in the world, locked in on that. But Doom metal, I don't necessarily, I thought I didn't like it for a long time, but I think I just didn't quite understand it. I think I had a very specific sort of viewpoint on what I like as metal. It revolves around the drums a lot. I grew up being a drummer, and I need like a little bit going on. Not all the time. Sometimes I need like perfect example. I like the Menzingers. Their drummer, he's not doing a whole lot, but the stuff that he plays is perfect for what needs to happen in the music. Same thing with the drummer from Kubla Khan. Not always doing a whole lot, but what he's doing fits perfectly. But for generally speaking, as a drummer, listening to metal bands, I need a drummer who's kind of doing a whole lot. And like doom metal always sounded cool, and the vibe was cool enough, I guess. But the drums were never that crazy. But in listening to this album and wanting to review it and kind of like paying attention to it and stuff, I was actually listening to this album while I was playing a bunch of Fortnite today. No build, what's up? Get at me. 2 dubs in the past 3 days. No big deal. That's probably not a big deal. Anyway, but no, and then it was like over the process, because what is this, like about almost 40 minutes long, which we've talked about before. The peak of prime album length, I gotta be honest, you could even knock that shit down to 25 minutes. You know, in this day and age, we're all 80 fucking D, we got no attention span. I'll accept 25 minutes as an album. That's a good fucking time. But 30 to 40 minutes is the prime length of album. But so I'm playing Fortnite for 40 minutes, listening to this, vibing on it, and just over that, because I approached it as more of a long walk, not like, let's do a bunch of sprints, as a lot of metal albums are. Let's hit a bunch of sprints, let's hit a bunch of bangers and stuff. Sort of expecting it to be a bit of a long journey, a slow walk, kind of going into it appropriately. And I think that's important, to approach things appropriately. A lot of people get false expectations, or they build expectations for something that they didn't necessarily were justified in building for, and they get let down. I think from what I'm realizing, proper expectations going into a Doom album is it's going to be a drudge. It's going to be a slow walk. And coming from that angle, I see the merits in Doom metal. Now, am I completely convinced on it? No, it's not. I'm now not magically the biggest Doom metal fan in the world, but I get it. I was tweeting about it. Follow me over there at Andy Malafarina. Link for it down below. But I was tweeting about it, and a lot of people were saying like it definitely pairs well with weed or some sort of drug to enhance. Now, this is YouTube, and I'm not encouraging you guys to do drugs and have a sick time. No, who would tell you to do drugs and then have fun because you're high on drugs? I don't want you to do that, but I'm just saying, some degenerates out there, when they listen to doom metal, if they think it pairs well with drugs, and from that perspective, for that degenerate perspective, I see where they're coming from. I forget if I talked about this on here or not, but some music almost seems like to fully access it, you need to be some degree of inebriated. Now, I'm not promoting that, obviously, but I could see that with doom metal. But generally speaking, I enjoyed this. Am I going to be listening to it again? I don't know. These are just my first impressions, by the way. You guys know me. I do think, we can never fully grasp. No one can ever do the perfect album review, but I think these are my general thoughts after listening to it. And my general thoughts are, hey, I kind of respect this going into or what am I trying to say? Leaving this album, I grew a bigger respect for doom metal. I'm starting to get it a little bit more. So failure will follow. If you're interested in checking out doom metal, if you've never heard doom metal before and you need some sort of segue into it, go check it out. It's a good time. I'm Andy Malfrina to Drag the Lake. I love you all. Be about it. Peace.